Halos coming, use Lithuania. Oh, I smelled something. Okay, what is that? Oh boy. Oh boy, I think, yes, I think, tank alarm. Tank alarm. Tank alarm. I wish I could have my own little tank, like Gruber. I am a man who knows my way around. It's a tank. And it's not just any tank, it's an IS-2. Joseph Stalin 2. Let's have a look. Hi, I'm Paul, a man who knows my way around, and you're watching the Teutonic Road Trip 2022, where I'm traveling from Ventspils in Latvia to Gdansk in northern Poland. Well, I just had to share with you. I just passed a car, lady hurrying out of the car and just pulled down her pants and peed right there. They're not shy, these Lithuanians, that's for sure. I guess, you know, when you have to go, you have to go. But she wasn't shy about it, that's for sure. Farmland. I see church towers and memory of something. Probably something bad happened there. Actually, I was a saint there. I don't know. Anyway, reminds me a little bit about driving in France. Actually, Alsace and Lorraine, that area. It gives me vibes from when I used to live in Brussels when we went to France for weekend trips. Very beautiful countryside, really beautiful countryside. It's an old theater. Beautiful. Now look at this. You see this thing here on the right? I wonder what has been up on that thing there. Some kind of monument, but there's nothing monumental above it. Interesting. Halos coming, use Lithuania. Oh, I smelled something. Okay, what is that? Oh boy. Oh boy, I think, yes, I think, tank alarm. Tank alarm. Tank alarm. I smelled something. Something with a big thing sticking out in the front. I wish I could have my own little tank, like Gruber. But I don't have a little tank. But I do know a lot of things about tanks. Don't tell me, guys, I'm not a man who knows my way around. I am a man who knows my way around. What are we getting ourselves into here? Opa. What is that, guys? Did you see it? Is it possible for you to see? Let's U-turn here and have a quick look. It's a tank. And it's not just any tank, it's an IS-2. Joseph Stalin 2. Let's have a look. I love it. That's the breech of the gun there. Not much else we can see inside. That's where the driver sits. That's the ring of the turret. You can see. See the bottom. So this is an IS-2. It's a Russian or Soviet heavy tank. It was built in 1943. Let me see if I can square this out for you. So it was built in 1943 and 44. Started getting into service in 1944. You can actually see that this is an early version of the IS-2 because of the hatch there that the driver has. In later versions, the upper plate was more angled, and it didn't have this little flat area where the driver could look out. When the World War II started, the Soviet Union had quite poor tanks, usually very light tanks with no armor, and the Germans really had no problems destroying the Soviet Union tanks. The first tank that the Soviet Union had that was actually of any value was a T-34. It was quite fast, had a little bit of armor, not really a big armored tank, but it was fast and it was easy to manufacture. But it only had a 76mm gun, so it wasn't very efficient against the Tiger tanks and the Panther tanks that the Germans had. And the Russians or the Soviets were really impressed by the Tiger, so they wanted a heavy tank, and this is what they built, the IS-2. It was better armored than the T-34, but I think the most impressive thing about this tank is the gun. It's a 122mm gun, so it's a huge gun, and they used to carry high explosive shells and some armor piercing shells on this tank. Even though it may not have penetrated the Tiger tank, it would create such a crash that the crew would get injured or die, and everything mechanical in the tank would actually just get destroyed. So this was a very efficient tank in that sense. Still, it was very light, so it could travel quite fast. So it was something between a heavy tank and a medium tank with a 122mm gun. Now the story with this particular tank is that it was part of the push from St. Petersburg or Leningrad down through the Baltics. Somewhere around here it hit a landmine, and I think it should be possible to see that damage from below. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a hole there, and of course the tracks are damaged as well. The crew died, and they put this tank up on a podium in Salentai, the town that we just passed by. So it used to stand there until 91 or something, when the Soviet Union collapsed and the Lithuanians got their independence back. First thing they did was to get this thing heck out of there. They didn't really like to see it in town. Now look at this. You see this thing here on the right? I wonder what has been up on that thing there. I think Salentai is over there. Maybe you can see the spires from the church. They put it here, and this is where it's been sitting since the 90s. An IS-2. So bye-bye IS-2. I'll tell you a thing, about me. So I have played a fair amount of games of World of Tanks in my day. Yes, I admit it. The one tank that I have played the most of all the tanks I have in the World Tanks, it's the IS-2. The IS is called in the World of Tanks. That's the tank I have played most games in. So this was a little bit special for me to actually see the tank that I have played so much with live in reality. Yeah, cool. Now onwards to a new place, more adventures. Yeehaw!